is about beluga whales.
Okay.
I was wondering if when you write about them in your application on an iPhone, you know, if you have like a New York Times phone application, that would be really hard to track with SEO.
It is very hard to track.
So how do you guys get around that?
A lot of the analytics tools out there they don't facilitate tracking it to the degree that we want. It's very difficult for us. I mean, we can see when things come through the mobile site, and we can track it. But right now, I think it's mainly just outreach. It's making sure that we are staying up to date on the latest and greatest with the iPad and with the iPhone and with all the Android applications that are available out there, or the platform, I should say. It's making sure that we have the presence. I think that's most important right now, because the tracking will come with time. Because right now, I really don't feel like it's as comprehensive as it could be. But I think that hopefully Web Transitometer and Google Analytics will give us more valuable data than we're getting right now.
And the New York Times is generally just all over the place with social media especially, and just all over the web. So I know you guys have tons of Twitter accounts, and you're mobile, and you have, you know, Facebook, you have everything. How does that make your job difficult?
It doesn't make it difficult. It's actually better for us, because with all the different Twitter accounts, and they're managed really well. We have a whole team dedicated to social media. Anything that helps us grow links is valuable from an SEO standpoint, because it feeds into the whole the ecosystem of search. And so every time that we have breaking news or some important story, or when we have some of the journalists or the bloggers out there that are producing content, they immediately throw it up on Twitter and our Facebook account. And we've worked very closely with Facebook too, and we have several different offerings as well that help differentiate us from other news organizations.
But what
it only helps.
In terms of tracking?
Well, that's different. Tracking in social media has yet to come to fruition, I would say. And I think that again, hopefully over time we will find some tools that will help us quantify these efforts. Very difficult, but right now it's more of a branding. I would say the branding benefit is more than anything else. And then of course the link equity that we're building is extremely important. Tracking, very difficult to do. I'm looking forward to whoever can bridge that gap, because it's a pretty big one, but it has huge monetary upside for any of you young entrepreneurs out there.
One last question. Well, actually, I have two more. And this is completely off, so maybe it's not even a very good question. But, you know, print newspapers are very slowly dying. They may or may not die. I'm not weighing in my opinion. Does your job at all consist of trying to change that? Or does that not even have anything to do with your job and you just focus on online?
Well, it's all online. I don't even have a print subscription because I don't need one. But I will say that the paywall that the New York Times, or excuse me, the metered model that the New York Times is going to introduce in January of 2011-ish. I don't know if it's January per se, but it's 2011-ish. I think it's going to be very interesting. The world is watching what all these news organizations are doing, and are people willing to pay for quality content? And so, I mean, I think that's what it's going to come down to. 2011 is going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out.
What are you guys introducing?
It's the metered model. It's been out there. The story broke in January, February that the Times were going to roll out a metered model, which will basically charge for the times for the documents, or the articles that you view, and the time that you're on the site, etc. We still have yet to determine how we're going to formalize the process, but it's coming. It's coming. It's going to come for a lot of news organizations too. I mean, I think that's it's going to be a big shift for the net.
Do you really like having Chief as part of your title?
I do, because now I can watch movies, my Netflix movies on long plane flights, because I can get a CD-ROM drive. Because if you have a Chief in your title, you get a CD-ROM drive in your laptop.
Really?
That's the truth. That's a true
story.
story.
I feel like I would rather have like
from 2005.
Like a crown.
A crown. No, if I had a crown, my wife would just laugh at me.
We don't want that to happen.
No.
And on that note,
even though I think I'm the king, but I'm not.
I mean, what matters is what you think of yourself.
That's right.
What kind of deodorant do you wear?
I usually don't, because I have a sweet-smelling effervescence about myself. And so I work hard and play hard and drink lots of water and take good care of myself, and I don't smell. Do you smell me right now? I'm not wearing anything right now.
No, Marshall Simmonds, the man your man could smell like. Thank you.